There's no escape on a plane. Your only choice is to endure 12 inches of legroom for 8, 10 or 12 plus hours. Facing a 12-hour flight with a 4-hour layover would be daunting for anybody, even the most seasoned of travelers. I've been flying a lot throughout the last 10 years, and especially long-haul flights made me adjust as much as possible to survive these flights. And in this video I'm gonna share with you the best tips and tricks I'm using myself so you can improve your long-haul flight experience. There are a few main aspects to look at to make travel more enjoyable that I will talk about. How to get a good sleep, which seat to choose, how to make the time pass, essential items and what to wear. Starting with getting a quality sleep. Many long flights take place, sometimes only partially, during nighttime. So it happens very often that you would want to get a sleep. And if you stay awake on purpose, that can actually make the jet lag even worse, as after landing you may arrive during the day, so you would prefer not to go to sleep. So the tiredness will add up. Sleeping in airplanes is also a great way to pass the time. So you want to prepare for that. However, it's definitely not easy. The space is limited, it's noisy and there are lots of other people, so it can be really hard to get a quality sleep. But there are a few things you want to apply to make sleeping a lot easier. The first tip is to take a sleeping mask with you. In the airplane there is a lot of light around that you have no control over. So it's a great thing to do to put such a mask on to block out the light. Actually, making it feel darker, even if the light wasn't really bothering you, boosts melatonin levels, which makes you sleep a lot better. Another thing to consider is earplugs. Many people advise taking noise-cancelling headphones, but it's not the best option in my opinion. They are much bigger than earplugs and are uncomfortable when resting your head at the window. On the other hand, the earplugs are super small and you can even use them later on if your hotel room is too noisy. They are also very cheap to buy, but don't get those foam spongy ones as they don't cancel out the noise. They are mostly used when working in a loud environment and you just want to make it less disturbing. What I recommend are those wax earplugs, which cost, at least where I live, about 80 cents, and you can get them in every pharmacy. You can adjust their shape and they make you not hear most of the noise around at all. How well we can sleep also strongly depends on the seats you will have. So let's talk about choosing your seat. There are many different approaches to that issue, but I would recommend not just getting randomly allocated seats for your flight, as having the right seat will make your flight much more pleasant. On the other hand, if you don't have a good seat, the flight can be a disaster. So having that in mind, try to choose your seat as soon as possible. The later you do that, the fewer seats you will have to choose from. The first category of seats to exclude are the ones close to the restrooms. The smell and traffic there are much worse than in other parts of the airplane. And if you need to walk a few meters more to get there if needed, it should not be a big deal. What I also try to avoid are the middle row seats. If this is an airplane with 3 rows, where there are 2 at the sides and 1 in the middle, those places are either with 2 passengers on both sides or at the aisle. And this is something I always try to avoid, as I prefer the window seats. And I know there are many fans of the aisle seats, as you can stretch your legs and easily leave the spot without disturbing other passengers. So if you are really tall or like getting off the seat more often, an aisle seat might be something for you to consider. However, in most cases this is not the best idea. It's much more difficult to get some sleep, as you may get hit by a food cart that is pushed by the flight attendants, you will be bothered by the other who want to leave their seats, and you have no support for your head for sleeping. And all of those boxes are ticked when sitting at the window. And the one where you can rest your head at the window is really important, as in my opinion it's the best way to have quality sleep in the airplane. And having a window seat makes you kind of independent, and you will spend there a lot of time, so you will be able to build your kind of a nest there where you will have your own space for the whole flight. As mentioned, the flight might take even over 10 hours, and spending such a long time in one place can be really difficult and you will get bored very quickly. The best way to make the time pass without question is to sleep. And that only adds importance to the sleeping issue that I was already talking about. But of course, it's not easy to sleep for longer periods, so you need to prepare some means of entertainment for you for many hours. Most airplanes flying long haul are equipped with these seat-back TV screens, which have a large library of movies, TV series and music. And they are really awesome to pass the time, as they are easy to use. You can select many different subtitle languages and you can easily find something of your liking to watch. You can check ahead online if the airplane you'll be flying is equipped with the screens and what can you watch on them. However, it may happen that yours won't be working, but also usually it might not be enough to keep you entertained throughout the whole flight. That's why it's good to also have some of your favorite shows or movies downloaded on the devices you're taking with you. I also have a Kindle reader with me. I find reading books a good alternative to watching TV. But make sure to download a few ebooks before the flight so you don't run out of them on the flight back home. And I'd like you to try out also something different. Instead of thinking about the time that needs to pass as quickly as possible, think of it as of the time given to you, where you can do stuff you seem to never have time for. So why not make use of that and use the time when we're strapped to one seat anyway to learn something new, do an online course, learn a language, or do something we always thought we didn't have enough time for. And I guarantee you that doing something productive will make the travel much more enjoyable than binging Friends for the 100th time, which is actually also quite a lot of fun. Now, to use the most of the devices I was talking about, you would need headphones. In most cases, the airlines provide you with those and are free of charge. However, these are not the best quality accessories, so you might want to have your headphones with you. The tricky part starts when you have headphones connected with Bluetooth, as these ones. You can use them with your tablet or smartphone, but if you do want to connect them with the airplane's screen, you need to get a device which is a Bluetooth adapter. Apple's product is called AirFly and allows you to connect your AirPods to any device that has a jack 3.5 input. So it's a great way to use your own headphones for all of your devices. Speaking of the essential items, let me tell you a little bit more about them. During the flight, it is very important to stay hydrated. The air on the airplane is extremely dry, and sitting in it for many hours will make your skin, mouth and eyes dry. So you might want to take a lotion or other moisturizer with you that would be placed in an accessible place to use if needed during the flight. What I also recommend is to have a refillable water bottle with you. You bring it empty to the airport, and after the security check you can fill it with water from a water station that is available at many airports. The cool thing is that it can be also used during travel and comes in handy in many situations. You can have a plastic one, like this, or a metal bottle, like this. I disadvise glass bottles as they are quite heavy and can get easily damaged. Now, you will most probably get free drinks on board, but I would suggest sticking to water as you want to avoid anything flatulent like sodas or especially alcohol. You will also get food. I always make use of it as it is included in the ticket price. It's not Michelin star food, but some dishes are really okay. However, you might want to take some snacks with you as it may not be enough, or it may happen that the offered dishes are not your favorites. I like to take a small bag of nuts, like this one, or a trail mix, like this one, as nuts are very nutritious and a small bag can make you feel full. And probably the most important items you need to remember are chargers. If you're watching a movie on a smartphone, the battery will run out very quickly, so remember to have USB cables to charge your devices with you. If you like this type of content, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as I will post many more travel tips and tricks. Now, next, some thoughts on what to wear. And there are right away two things that come to my mind that are very important to pay attention to when it comes to choosing your outfit for the airplane. First one is that the clothes should be comfortable. Let me build that image once again. You will be sitting in one place for many hours, and if you were to do that in tight jeans or stiff shirts, that could feel really uncomfortable. What I recommend putting on for a flight is basically something you would like to put on when it's a rainy evening and you're lying down on a couch under a blanket to watch TV. So the scenario is similar, as you want to get a cozy and comfortable flight. Here's what I'm usually wearing. Starting with the shoes, I put on my own running shoes. These are great as they are light and breathable. Bulky shoes with bad air circulation are not a good idea during the flight. You will sweat and your companions might not appreciate it when you take them off. Then I put on my go-to joggers, which are super comfortable to wear. Going up, I have a cotton t-shirt and some kind of a jumper or hoodie. And that's the second thing you should pay attention to. Even if it's warm outside, remember to take some additional layers like a hoodie or jacket, as the temperature on the airplane can be really low, and especially for sleeping, it's always better to dress a little bit warmer. Now, another thing to remember is to pack your carry-on luggage the right way, as these are all your belongings during a long flight. Many people seem to make big mistakes in that area, what can cause real trouble for the travel. So to avoid them and learn how to pack your carry-on the right way, watch this video where I'm sharing the most common carry-on packing mistakes. Cheers, safe travels and do zobaczenia!